What's up, Patreon? Back here with another video. So, I often hear, a lot of guys talking about, how I get girls with boyfriends. What if she has a boyfriend? Do I ask her, does she has a boyfriend? First things first, never go up to a girl and be like, oh, hey, I thought you were interested in, do you have a boyfriend? That just conveys low value. It conveys that you're not used to getting girls. It conveys a certain status about yourself. So never ask, does she have a boyfriend? And understand that girls with boyfriends are some of the most easiest game girls to game. Why? Because especially depending on where they are in their relationship. And you look at statistics with marriage, there's a direct correlation between, relationships and marriages, right? Because a lot of times people stay in relationships just because they're comfortable. Sometimes people stay in marriages because, convenience. Maybe the guy might be a breadwinner, and if she was to leave him, she might not have the same thing. But majority of marriages, they end in divorces, at least in the United States anyway. 70 to 80% are initiated by women. Why? Because guys don't have game. And like I said, there's a direct correlation between marriages and relationships as far as boyfriend girlfriend goes. Why? Because guys don't game their girl right away. They eventually start to get comfortable. They eventually start to get beta-tized. So what you'll find is girls, a lot of time, they're guys in high value. Most men don't know this type of stuff, so they're usually the easiest people to game. And all you got to do is just, don't give up right away. So if you're talking to a girl, you start gaming her, and then she hits you with the, oh, I have a boyfriend. Well, you don't have to give up right away. Be like, oh, well, how long have you had that issue? And if she laughs, it's fucking game on, right? Because usually when if she's really if she really loves her boyfriend, if she's really down for him, she won't even talk to you. She won't even look your way. She won't even respond to your DM or anything. But if she's talking to you, you're already in the door, right? So if she says, oh, I have a boyfriend, you can say, well, how long have you had that issue, right? Or you can say, well, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know your boyfriend was like your father. He dictates everything you do, right? Oh, okay, I didn't know you were like a kid. You can't have friends? Oh, okay, well, that's fine. She's like, no, it's not that. I'm not a slave or anything. I'm like, oh, okay, well, no. And just don't give up right away. Just continue to push, you know what I'm saying? Just continue to push. Like, oh, yeah, well, I just thought you were interesting. I just want to make friends. And you have an interesting, nice little style. This girl I talk to, or a girl I talk to in the future, I can, refer her to you and be like, well, I like your style and I want you to hang out with her, and so you can influence her dressing because I like the way you dress. And then from there, just game with her, flirt with her. Because a lot of times you'll see if she really has a boyfriend, and if it's super really a problem, then she'll reject you right away. She wouldn't even be talking to you, right? And a lot of times girls just stay in those situations because they're comfortable, especially if she's giving you the eye, right? Oh, I have a boyfriend. That's just like the first thing they say out their mouth. Just don't go for it, Now I know there was a situation where one of my guys that he was on private consultation. And I don't even think he was a coaching, so I'm not even sure if he was a part of Patreon. But he was like, I was gaming this girl, and he was saying like everything was going good. We made out, and he said that the last minute, like, she was like, saying that she can't go because she was with her friends. And he thought that because if he was making out with her, maybe he has to make out with her more, and maybe she'll just ditch her friends. But you got to understand, when you get like last minute resistance like that, and you have two type of situations. There's objective and conditional. So objective is something like maybe she's not comfortable enough. Maybe you haven't built enough comfort with her. Like saying, like if she's like, she's saying she doesn't know you well enough yet. That means you haven't built enough comfort, right? You haven't built enough rapport, or if you haven't made things sexual, maybe you need to flirt a little more, build a little more attraction, right? There's a lot of different things. Maybe you haven't built any sexual tension, or maybe you need to you know, if she gives you more shit tests, pass the shit test. You're going to make sure that you're doing certain things. But as far as, you know, conditional, like say if she came with her friends, right, and you're making out with her, you're talking the whole night, but she came with her friends, and she's like 5 friends, and she drove her car, right? Well, that's conditional. That's conditional, and you need to find a way to solve that situation. How would you find out how to solve that situation? Is, you know, find out who the friends are. Maybe become cool with her friends to see if you can win the friends over, and they'll be okay with finding another way home. Or, you know, find a way for her friends to get home. Maybe pay for their Uber. Or, you know, maybe tell her to meet you after. That's another thing too. Like, oh, you got to go here, drop off your friend, meet me after. All right. Say if she has a boyfriend and she says, oh, my boyfriend is coming soon. Be like, oh, I'm supposed to meet my boyfriend soon somewhere. Be like, okay, well, just wait a minute. Talk to me here for a second before you go. Tell him you'll be a little late. Because obviously if she's sitting there talking to you all that time and you're gaming her, obviously she has some interest, right? So just be like, yeah, tell your boyfriend you'll be a little late. Just tell him you're coming. Tell him you're running a little late, right? Or tell him, or just, if you can cancel him, cancel him. But if you can't, don't, right? But, you know, but if you try to tell her, oh, meet me after, that might be a problem because you might have her in that moment. You might have her emotions or something like that, right? But she might go be with a boyfriend, have sex, and she may come back to reality, be like, nah, I can't do this, right? But in that moment, she might be like, okay, whatever. You know, so you can always say, here, hit me up later. And then she might be like, okay, and then she might not hit you back. But as far as objectional goes, if she's like, you know, giving you shit tests and you're trying to make her qualify herself and she's like, oh, well, why should I do that? I'm a horrible person. Obviously, you need to build more attraction. You need to go through the certain steps that I listed on Patreon, and just you have to figure out what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, if she says she doesn't feel comfortable enough with you yet, that's a problem of building comfort, getting her to know you. But never try to solve a conditional problem with objective, right? So if she's saying, oh, I have friends here and you know, I can't just leave them, I can't abandon them, right? And you say, well, I'm just gonna make out with her some more and maybe she'll just change her mind. No, that's a objectional problem, and you're trying to solve it with a conditional problem. Conditional problems are due to circumstances. You can't solve it like that. It might actually fuck you up because they'd be like, oh, damn, this guy's giving her rapey vibes. And then her friends might try to go snatch her away. Or you just may convey that you just want sex even more if you try to make out with her more, right? So you got to be careful with those type of things, and never try to solve a conditional problem by being objective, with saying I'm gonna just make out with her more and I'm gonna change her mind, because when it's conditional, that has to be a logical solution. But when it's objectional, you have to play on her emotions. Remember, you can never change a girl's mind. You can only change her emotions. So when it's something like that and she's saying she has a boyfriend, you have to change her emotions. You have to trigger her in some type of way to making her stay or making her change her mind, but never get the two mixed up. But yeah, gaming girls with boyfriends is some of the most easiest shit. All you got to do, especially if you get in the friend zone first, once you're in the friend zone, I feel like the friend zone is one of the most easiest ways to game a girl. It's like one of the most easiest ways. So once you get in the friend zone, that's free smoke, honestly. Free smoke, and it's one of the easiest things to do. So I advise for that, and just try it out, you know. You never know until you try. I'm going to be putting more game videos on here. I uploaded like 7 videos to YouTube yesterday. So if you guys check out the YouTube, I'm just been trying to upload some of the old videos and the vlogs and stuff. So we get that back on there, and then we get back to normal, right?